Hey friends, so do you love getting Christmas cards this time of year? Me too. I love going to the mailbox, grabbing everything, opening them up, displaying them in my house. So it all starts with the envelope. The excitement starts with the envelope. A beautifully addressed envelope just gets you giddy about getting all the pictures and the notes and all the sweetness inside that envelope. That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to teach you how to use your Cricut, and we are going to address envelopes. And not only address envelopes, we're going to draw pictures on the envelopes. We're going to talk about foiling the envelopes, all the things. So let's hop over to the craft table and let me show you what we're working with. Okay, so here we are on the craft table. I have my Cricut Joy, I have my Cricut Joy card mat, I have multiple pens and markers and glitter pens, and then I have these insert card kits. And if you're making your own cards, which I have a ton of videos, us making cards with the Cricut Joy, I'll put those up above. But these kits come with envelopes. But if you don't use these envelopes or these card kits, and say you buy your cards from Walgreens or Minted or wherever, they come with envelopes. And so you can use those envelopes on this card mat to do this process that we are about to do. And by the way, I also have the Cricut Joy foil transfer kit, and I'll show you guys how to use that as well. Super easy and a ton of fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop into Cricut Design Space and let me show you what we're making. And by the way, guys, if you are new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join me for all my future videos. I have tons going on this holiday season, and not only that, I'm going to put a link up above to all the videos we've already done this season. So many things for Christmas cards. So if you're interested in addressing your envelopes today, I want to show you how to make some beautiful cards, cutaway cards, photo cards, all the things. Okay, guys, let's get back to addressing those envelopes. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I've set up a few things for us to make. So this first one is very traditional, which I love. So if you're looking for a design like this, it's in the new editable images section, which I love. So just search for Christmas. It's going to pop up multiple things for you to check out. And so I did this, and then I modified it to be my family last name, and then I used a pen tool or the text tool right here to put in an address. So this one is BFC Christmas Stocking, which I just love that font, not because it's Christmas, but because it's so simple. And so it's very legible and no problem there. I also wanted to foil a card envelope. I just thought this would be beautiful, and of course, I really wanted to do something that would be in recognition of the real reason for our holiday season. And so I went into images, and I just searched for Christmas, and I searched draw. Now let me show you something really quick. If you hop into browse all images, and it's going to give you all of these choices here. If you go up and hit Christmas, or type in Christmas, or you could type in Holy Night or something like that so that you can narrow it down. If you go into operation type, you're going to be able to do draw only, cut and draw. I'm just going to warn you, do the cut and draw and not just the draw only. And you're thinking, well, I only want to use the foil tool, which is the draw basically, or I want to, use a pen. And this is true, but a lot of times these designs are created with a background behind them. And so you want to hit cut and draw because you can turn off that cut element, but it's going to really limit you if you only do draw. You can grab these beautiful designs and then add them to your canvas. So these are going to pop in really big, but if you look over into the layers panel, all you have to do is turn off that outer edge, and then you notice there's a little caution or a little exclamation point here. All that is telling you is that the pen choice is not a Joy, since I have my Cricut Joy identified. So all you need to do is just go into, make sure you're clicking on it, and then you go into the little question mark and you choose a new pen. And so once you've done that, the little exclamation point is going to go away. And then, of course, you can, make that as big or as small as you want. And I have something very similar on this envelope already. So what you do then is I thought this one was really sweet, the true story. But the cool thing about this is because you're not buying a $75 stamp, you can personalize all of your envelopes. You can do anything you want to. But what I did for this one is I went up and I changed my operation. So you see you have your pen operation, your foil, and I changed that to foil. Now you can absolutely use pen and foil. And so the pen is going to write first, and then the foil is going to be second in that, setup as you go. So if you're going to address envelopes, I strongly recommend getting some glitter gel pens and some regular pens and some markers. You will thank me. They will be just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now I've hidden everything that we're not going to work with. The next thing that I want to do, now that I think I have, everything set up the way that I want on my 2 envelopes, is I'm actually going to hide that background square. I don't want that to cut, and so I'm just going to hide that. The final thing that you do before you go to make it is you want to make sure that you've attached these things, because you want to make sure that you don't get over to the mat and they're all in different places. So attach them so that they stay exactly the way that you created them before you go to the mat. So attach, and we're ready to make it. Okay, and so now we can choose on the mat or on the card mat. Choose on the card mat. And so now you can see what your design is going to look like. So you can see here beside it, over in the left-hand navigation, you have the pen and the foil. So it's telling you what functions you are going to be doing with each one of those. It's just a double check to make sure that you did select all the right things. And then if we look at our other card envelope, that is going to be pen only. And of course, it's going to prompt you. If you've ever used pens, it's going to prompt you which pen to put in first and that kind of thing. So you can see your orientation and how we need to put our paper onto our envelope, onto the card mat. So everything looks good. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with the pen only and make that envelope, and then we'll hop over to the foil. Okay, and because we're not cutting anything, you can just use the insert cardstock because it's not going to matter the depth. And then here we go. So it's telling us that we're going to load our light green pen first, and then you can see your upcoming pens, and we're ready to go back to the craft table. Okay, and so here we are back on the craft table. So we have our card mat and our envelopes. The first thing we want to do is we want to take that envelope and we want to place it into our card mat. And so the orientation on Cricut Design Space was for it to write on the card this way. So we want to put the card into place, and then we're just going to feed that into our Cricut Joy. And Cricut Design Space is going to tell us which pen to use first. So we have 3 pens. So I have a red 0.4, a green 0.4, and then a glitter 0.8. And we're going to start with the green. So what we want to do is we want to take out our blade, set that aside, and then put in our green pen and select go. Okay, so now we take out this green pen, and then the system tells us to put in our 0.8, or our glitter green pen. Slide that in and go. Okay, so our envelope is done. So we just take out our pen and we unload our mat, and it's as simple as just popping it off of the card mat. And look how beautiful that is. So if you can see that on camera, those glitter pens really shimmer, and the red just came out so bold and gorgeous. I am going to actually go get more glitter pens because I have used mine. You can actually see I've used it till it's almost empty. So I'm gonna go get some more of those. And then this pink one is super cute too. And there's just, oh, and the blue. Okay, I love the blue. Okay, so there is that one. And so let's go ahead and get set up for our next envelope. Okay, so for our second envelope, I've gone ahead and put it on the mat, and we're going to be using a marker, the foil tool, and a black pen. So what we want to do first is look back at Cricut Design Space, either on our app or our desktop, and see what the first thing that we're going to do is. Now remember, I told you that pens will always come before foil. So I'm going to be using the gold pen first. So we'll go ahead and put that in the clamp. Okay, so it's looking great. So we're going to take out that pen, or that marker. Love the markers. And we're going to put in a pen and go again. Okay, so now that our second pen is done, we're just going to pop that out. And now what we want to do is we want to put on our foil. Okay, so I'm going to use a remnant piece of foil, and I'm just going to place that over my design. And actually these stickers can kind of want to suction up the foil. So my best advice to you is, because you don't want them to mess up your foil, because once it attaches, you can pull it off, but it's gonna pull off some of the foil. So what I would suggest doing is going ahead and grabbing that outer edge that you're going to need to slide underneath the blade, and go ahead and put the tape on it. And then we'll just take that and put it under our blade, making sure that our foil is over the area that we want to put our design, and place that down. And then we'll take a second sticker and just pulling your foil so that there's no wrinkles, and we'll place that down. And you can even put additional ones across the top if you want. I actually had one off, and so just pull your foil taut. There we go. Okay, so now we can put one on all four sides if we want to. Just to make sure. And now we're ready to go. Actually, now we need to put in our blade and then we're ready to go. Okay, so now we can unload our design, take out our foil tip, take out our mat. Can you see? Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and remove the tape, and just go gentle. The tape shouldn't damage anything. Oh guys, look how beautiful that is. That just turned out so pretty, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. Okay, hop down in the description and let me know which one you like the best. Do you like the glitter pens? Do you like the foil? And if you have not yet, make sure that you hop over and check out the next video where I'm gonna show you how to make photo cards.